What's up, everybody? It's your guy, aka Effekt, and this right here, and once again, it's a Sports Effect. Y'all can follow me on IG and Twitter at aka underscore Effekt, EFFEKT. You know, post up anything, any debates, comments, whatever. I like to interact. I love talking about sports, whatever it is. So I just want to get right into it. Got today is second week of the playoffs for the NFL. And right now, by the time y'all probably see this video, these games either be already finished or still going on. So we have the Colts and the Chiefs, and that's a great matchup. With two pretty solid teams. With two more solid QBs, and right now I'm gonna just mention like my favorites and what I think the outcomes may be. And right now I think the favorite for this matchup is the Chiefs. But I think the outcome could really go either way. Mahomes is is great. This man is throwing no look passes like this is basketball or something. Like, you don't throw no look passes at it in the NFL. That's unheard of. He's doing that only a sophomore. I originally had thought when the season had started, because I guess I must have not been paying attention or whatever it was, and I thought he was a rookie, for the first week or so, and this man was putting up numbers, like breaking records and all that. So I'm like, what the hell? But then I realized, they was talking about he was breaking records, but it wasn't saying rookie records and all that. So I'm like, oh, this man's a sophomore, da da da. I'm like, and this man is, he got 50 touchdowns in the season, and he's a great asset to that team, and for this matchup, it's gonna be nice because the Colts are not gonna hold back. They gave the Texans the work straight up, and Luck has been doing his thing. Luck is second in the league in touchdowns on the season. Mahomes and Luck are a top tier right there, and he is the second least QB sacked in the NFL, other than Drew Brees. So that O-line is something very, very important, and I don't see it, really him being like totally defeated. Like, it's an L, it's a close L. It's not going to be no blowout. This will be a shall be, a great matchup. Now I don't see the Rams losing at, I don't see the Rams losing to almost any team other than maybe the Saints or the Chargers, who was my favorite to win, and the Saints has been phenomenal. More receiving options, offensive weapons than any other team. So it seems like they won't struggle. They're playing against the Cowboys, and Cowboys, what a solid team they've turned out to be. But like I've always said, history always repeats itself, and history hasn't really been on their side. It hasn't really favored them. So I'm gonna go, with what we know, what we've seen, and what we've seen is nothing really great from them as of late, at least. And the last time they've had a championship, I believe, was '96. Actually, the year I was born, and that was in the era of Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and that team it's a stacked team. Great offensive team right there. So until they give me consecutive great seasons, then I may be a believer. But until then, they gonna have to prove us wrong. I'm all for an upset, but that would be something else. Cause I wouldn't want them to beat the Rams just for them to lose to the next matchup to either the Eagles or the Saints. So if you gonna win, you better win. Go to the chip, and at least put on a show in the chip. So let's go all or go home, like straight up. So let me know, add to the comments on who y'all think will win tonight's game, which probably been going on, but who y'all think will win tomorrow's game? Is it the Chargers, the Patriots? I know there's a lot of Patriot haters, Patriot fans. It's really only two sides. There's no middle in between. The middle ground, nothing. But let me know what y'all think. And the Eagles and the Saints. Eagles are defending champions, and Saints, that's a strong favorite for a lot of people. In other news, the Bucks and Jets receive new head coaches in Bruce Arians for the Bucks and Adam Gase for the Jets. Now, I mean, there's also been some defensive coordinators, hirings and all that between different teams, but I'll just talk about the head coaches for right now. You know, Jason Garrett is looking to get a long-term extension in the offseason, and the Dolphins are eyeing the Patriots linebacker coach as their new head coach. So, I mean, there's a lot of coach and coordinator movements, and I'm sure there'll be much more in the offseason, you know. For the NBA, the biggest thing right now in the NBA is the return of the DeMarcus Cousins. You know, he was, when healthy, a top 2, some even say 1, top 2 big man in the league. Right now, I don't know what he will turn out to be, but I mean, even if he just played just as good as he did before, he'd be top 3. He'd be still top 2, because I can't not include Joel Embiid, and Anthony Davis is the for sure number 1 spot for that. And I'm looking to see how it may turn out, and people gonna hate on the Warriors, you know. That's what's gonna happen, you know. That's a monstrous of a team, and I don't really see them playing poorly. You know, I always say when there's multiple superstars on a new team, you gotta give them some time for chemistry. So it's gonna be some bad games, you know. I expect that. I expect that completely. There's gonna be some games that they should have won, and they'll lose for sure. But that won't hurt them, you know, throughout their season. They're still the 2nd seed in the West, behind, surprisingly, I'll bring it up later, but behind us, a team that I didn't even expect to be number 1 seed. But, you know, they're still a top tier team with or without him. So it's like, I mean, if he plays like how he's been playing throughout his whole career, I don't see them losing. I mean, as long as they mesh, you know, because the one thing that is gonna make this easy is the matter of unselfishness, and the Warriors have been fond of that, you know, throughout their whole dynasty. So, you know, as long as everybody knows their role, know when to take over, know when to help, know when to pass, all of that, set everybody up, you know, I think that'll be the biggest thing, and I think they'll have no problem going back to the championship with or without him, and winning the championship, maybe even still with or without him. So, that's in the bag, in my opinion. That's in the bag. Honestly, there's nothing. Only thing that could surprise me is, like I said, is if they end up playing worse than they've ever played before, or they scored 200 points in a game. Unlikely. But moving on, the season is already like halfway through, and the current standings definitely look pretty good in terms of, you know, some of the teams that you wouldn't really expect to make the playoffs, or at least expect them to be so high in the playoff standings. And like I said earlier, this one team is number 1 in the West, ahead of the Golden State Warriors, and this team is the Denver Nuggets. They're 28-12. I don't know how. I mean, Jamal Murray had, you know, a couple hot games. Jokic has been, you know, he's a great big man. On the East side, Brooklyn Nets are also in the running, and they are the 7th seed with a losing record. You know, the East always have, you know, teams in the playoffs, you know, or at least mid-season who have losing records, and they're still in the playoff running. I mean, it's so uneven between both conferences. It's not even funny. Like, and it's been like that. And now with LeBron leaving, it's going to be even worse. College football season just ended completely. The championship just happened this past Monday. Clemson against Alabama. This was what, the 4th straight year? That team is great. You know, they're gonna be great for the next amount of years. You know, as long as they keep winning, they're always gonna get great recruits. So people are gonna want to play for them, and that's going to be simple. It's gonna be easy. So Clemson is bowling, and there's literally no other team that could beat both of them. And to my surprise, I never expected Bama to get beaten so bad. And I've never seen Bama get beaten so bad since I've been watching them, at least. And they respect is due. If y'all wasn't giving respect to them before, y'all was bugging. But respect is due now. You better pay that for sure. So already, they already got the odds for next season. Who's going to win the championship? And Clemson got it. Almost by a long shot. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. So we'll see what's up next season. For those who keep up with the WWE, I try to stay, in the loop of all the big things, that occur within the industry. And I was actually big on WWE when I was growing up until I got to high school. Kind of fell off, and I wasn't really watching it at all until the past maybe 2 years. I just got back into it, got reintroduced with the help of some of my good friends who were like big into it, and one of them who was very big into it, and put me onto like NXT and 205 and all these other great superstars. And these superstars they athletic. It's great. NXT's that's the show. I like that. Raw, SmackDown, those gonna hold it down, but NXT is fire. They got some talent. And they got a lot of them coming up. I think they got Lars Sullivan coming up, Nikki Cross. They got EC3. I think Heavy Machineries is coming up. Yeah, they got a decent amount of heads, pulling up in the next. I don't know when they're doing that actually. I gotta check that out, but they're coming up soon. They all been putting in work. I remember when EC3 actually came out in that 6-man ladder match. I think it was with Killian Dane, Adam Cole, EC3, Ricochet. Ricochet's nice. Who else was in there? Velveteen Dream. And damn, it slipped my mind. I can't even think of the other person. But it was wild. That match was wild. Adam Cole ended up winning that match. So anyway, they got tonight, Saturday, January 12th, they got the NXT TakeOver Blackpool. He done. I'm looking for him to extend that championship streak, that 600 plus day streak. He better might as well just go on 1,000, bro. Good no, keep that streak until you hit the, Raw, SmackDown, and then you're gonna end up losing. I promise you that. But put in that work. That man's nice. The bruiserweight, do it big. I like that because he got that picture. He holding the title belt from his mouth. Yeah, that look fire. That man nice with it. The match between him and Tyler Bate. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch that. Go watch that for sure. So let me know your thoughts about the takeover and the talent and success between NXT and NXT UK. Like I said, I'm just got back into it the last 2 years, so I'm still like figuring out a whole bunch of other things that wasn't there prior and all of that. So let me know, what y'all think about the talent and success between them two, and who your favorite superstars are, who you think that should level up, should be able to rank up to the Raw or SmackDown. Right now I just want to conclude the video because I know if I keep chatting, I will lose track of time, and I could easily, just keep going off track, no matter whatever the topic is, sports related. So I'm gonna do myself a favor and end the video here. But just want to say I appreciate everyone who's watching, and I want to be able to interact with y'all, the people who are watching. So please follow me at on IG and on Twitter at AKA_EFFEKT. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll be sure to catch up with y'all in the next one.